Okay, in this version of Quick Setup, I'm going to walk you through how to get started with data. The first thing you want to do is go to the link right under this video and open up OpenAI. If you're not logged in, it'll look like this. If you're logging in for the first time, it'll ask you some stuff like this. And once you're in, it'll look like this. Or if you already have a ChatGPT account, it'll probably just take you directly to this page. So then all you need to do is scroll down to API keys. Actually, first you need to go to billing overview, and you'll notice that you need to start a payment plan. The way the API works is it just charges you per reply, like fractions of a cent. And there's no AI app you can use that doesn't require some form of billing like this. Even ChatGPT, which is free, I mean, OpenAI still pays to spin up the servers, calculate your reply, and pay for your electricity. Someone has to. So you go ahead and fill in your info here, fill in your billing info, and get your billing activated. Once that's activated, it says very clearly that it is activated. Then you can go over here to API keys. If you don't activate your billing first, even though you have an API key, data will still loop and have errors and it won't work. So you need to make sure your billing is activated. And then you'll see you don't have any API keys yet. You just create a new secret key and you name it data. And then create the new key. And it's only going to show you this secret key once. It's like a password. So you want to copy it here. It's a little hard to get it to copy on mobile sometimes. But you should be able to get it all selected and then hit copy. And then once you've done that, you're ready to get started with data. Then you can hit done. You'll see your API key shows up right there and tells you when it was created and when it was last used. And you can always check your usage costs and see how many cents you've spent with data right here on the usage page. You'll also notice that you get a free trial. So yeah, that's what's up. And then you'll want to go launch Activate Data. Now, I already have data set up, so for this demo, I'm going to show you the other shortcut which exists, which you can use to edit your API keys or data's name at any time. This is called Edit API Keys and Personal Info. You can tap this at any point to put in a new API key. So data is also going to ask you these questions the first time you run it. It's going to ask you for your name, it's going to ask you for data's name, and then it's going to ask you for your API key, which you can see it's doing here. And so then you would just paste your API key right in here, and that will let you use data going forward. Then it'll ask you for your phone number. And that's all you should need to do to get set up with data and get started. After that, data will walk you through the initialization process. And then when data is fully up and running, there are only two shortcuts you ever need to tap on. You never need to tap on any of the other shortcuts. Now you can, if you want to tap on them or look inside them for the instructions on how they work. You can look inside any shortcut by hitting these three dots. You'll notice that we have release notes and a bunch of other stuff. And then we have settings, usually at the top of every shortcut, and a comment block that'll explain what it does. So you can hit the three dots on any of these shortcuts to understand how they work. Hit this setting in data turns on and off commands. If you want data to be able to do stuff on your phone, you can leave it on auto confirm. Or if you want data to just talk to you and reply and not go off and do stuff, it's in its fastest mode when commands are turned off. So if you're worried about just getting quick replies, turn it to off. And then here is where you change the model. So you can use our GPT-432K model if you put in Lander here, but for right now it ships by default with GPT 3.5 Turbo 16K, which everyone has access to, and this is a model that has a pretty long context window, 16,000 tokens, which will have like months of memory if you use it. There's some other settings in here you don't really need to worry about unless you want to change the language. That's the only other one I would really warn you about. And then yeah, that's about it. That's all you need to know about data to get set up. Like I was saying, you can run any shortcut just by tapping on it, or alternately, you can add it to your home screen as an app. And then whenever you tap on it, it will run. Once you have data set up and you run data, it should do this. First of all, it'll check for updates, which can take a little while, but it only does this like once a day. And then it'll come up with how can I help and your name. And then you'll want to say, hi, data. And then data will reply to you really quickly. sometimes data will suggest as well to use commands. So if you ask it to do something, or even if you don't ask it to do something sometimes, it'll suggest, oh, maybe you want me to run a command. And then it'll ask you before it does that. So you can see it just submitted my request to data. Hi, data. It cost me 2 cents because I have a pretty full memory. Hi, Steve. How can I assist you today? So that's how quickly it should reply most of the time. And then if you ask it to run a command, how about this? Can you org r? I'm not actually sure it will do this, but why not try? So now it's going to recognize that I'm asking it to use the internet, and it's going to suggest to run a shortcut. And this is why I say you don't have to run any shortcuts yourself. You just talk to data and ask data to do it. So you see here, data suggests you might want to run quick browse. Okay, great. So now data is working. The only thing you ever have to tap on to use data is activate data. If you'd prefer to talk to data instead of text, there's another shortcut that's the equivalent of activate data called Hey Data. And if you tap on this one or add it to your home screen, you'll be able to talk to data and it will speak back to you instead of typing. But those are the only 2 shortcuts you should ever have to use. If you want to stop data, by the way, while it's in the middle of something, you can do that by hitting this little stop button. You can see here, I'm not going to hit it right now, but like that would stop data. If for some reason data is running constantly, you don't want it to run anymore, you can stop it at any point, but it will sometimes just go into the background and run if you ask it to do something long and complicated. Now you'll notice that it says always allow quite a lot when I'm surfing the web. This is a feature that will go away next week. It won't require you to allow all anymore, which will be nice. Oh, I'm kind of surprised that it actually did find my Gumroad. That's pretty cool. We'll see if it grabs an answer from there. But anyway, the allow all thing will go away very quickly. I would wait a day or 2. It'll probably ask you to allow all the first time you do anything new with it. And then once you hit allow all, it'll never ask you to allow all for that specific thing again. And so because there are so many things data can do, there are probably thousands of different things data can do. You're going to have to hit allow all 1,000 times in the next day or 2. But then you'll never have to do that again. So there was an error with shortcut, so I'm just going to say, you can ask data. It has memories. You can talk to it just like a person. So if for some reason it fails during a command, which happens, from time to time, but it's not that often, you just ask it to try it again, and you'll be fine. Please keep in mind as you set up data that this is a tool that's not like ChatGPT. ChatGPT can be offered for free because most people have very short conversations with it. Replies cost a fraction of a cent. It doesn't have any memory, that sort of thing. This is a little more pricey, and it also takes longer to learn how to use. So think about it like Photoshop or Salesforce or Microsoft Excel. This is a tool that you're going to want to learn how to use and build into your business over the course of not hours, but probably days or weeks. And the first few hours with it are just going to be a little frustrating because of some of the limitations that Apple puts on shortcuts in order to make sure that they stay secure. So you're always going to see when data shares something with the internet. You're always going to see and have to allow when something happens on your phone. And this, part of the reason I love shortcuts is that this keeps data a secure experience for all of us. We know when something shady is happening because we can see it plainly on our phone. And so I ask that you please just put up with the allow alls for the first, day or 2. I promise they go away completely once you've had data set up for a while. For everything except for the web browsing shortcut. And I'll have them fixed for the web browsing shortcut here in the next couple weeks. So just keep that in mind. Be a little bit patient with yourself. I know that it feels finicky and fiddly when you first set it up and you're learning how to use everything, but that's part of the process of learning how to use any complicated piece of software, is that the first time you use it, it feels difficult. And I'm sorry that I can't completely remove that from data, but I've taken as much effort as I can, and I will continue to try to make data simpler as we go. And of course, once we have an app, it'll be even better. So stay tuned over the course of the next couple months. But also we launch a new feature that makes it simpler every week. So even as you use data, it's going to get easier week after week. So check this out. Here's our answer from data. I just ran the shortcut you requested. Provides a layer of prompts that works on top of AI models. Easy, safe, secure. Isn't that cool? So it went and it found this on the internet, and then it's telling me about it. So there you go. Killer. that's how data works. That's how it should work every time. And if it doesn't, please DM me and let me know, or shoot an email to houston@wehaveaproblem.org, and I will work with you one-on-one until it is fixed and working exactly how you expect it to work in the background while you're scrolling on Twitter, so that you can use AI at any point to do anything on your phone. That's what data is great for. I appreciate you watching this little quick setup tutorial. And then thanks for helping us make a great demo, Data. That's all I have for you today. Enjoy quick setup. I'll see you on the other side.